good news. This is a fairly short adventure. So it's probably not going to take us the whole 2 hours. I'm going to very quickly run through what we've said. First of all, thank you. So good God. All right, Twitch. You may have. We may
For
be.
people who are
We
just
may
now tuning in,
turn
we've
this.
had some technical difficulties as we have transitioned our affiliate status in Twitch, and so it's causing some headaches. So thank you for your patience. And should we start with our quick introductions?
Yes. My name is John Baltusberger. This is Wandering Monster, the Monster Manual of Podcasting and America's Test Table.
I am Charles R. Bernard.
Ian Servas.
Charles Paschke.
I want you to close, dear listener and watcher, I want you to close your eyes in a guided meditation. Breathe in, expanding your diaphragm, allowing your diaphragm to fill, your lungs to fill with air. Breathe out. Breathe out first with your lungs and then push the remaining air out with your diaphragm. Imagine that you're in your happy place, a nice warm room and soft chairs at your favorite gaming table. You can smell the apple cider and all of your friends around you. The smell of your friends. Unfortunately, it is what it is.
No.
I showered today.
I want you to
Good.
imagine that we've made a lot of really funny jokes.
Yes.
And know that, and just like know in your heart that they were there. Okay, so recap. We got a sneak peek at the real thing, which is currently in Kickstarter. It is a powered by the Apocalypse system. I'm going to be running it instead of Ian because I am a bit more familiar with the system. The system is powered by the Apocalypse. Basically, what that means is that I will not roll. I will be more of a narrative shepherd for these three players who are going to be driving the story forward. I set the scene, and then we kind of just go. There's going to be a lot of role playing tonight. There's going to be, it's mostly like 99% role playing for this little adventure. There's a little bit of narrative witchcraftery and improv. We'll see how it goes. We're going to give it our honest try. It's Charles and I especially love the 90s. So the setting we're just gung ho for. So in light of the fact that Jen had to sit through 6 fucking ads, Twitch, and the fact that I spent the first 8 minutes seriously just lecturing everyone on the system in silence, let's just dive into it.
Let's do it.
I'm here for it.
Locally.
Let's do it live.
This is happening. Okay, there we are. You wake up in a very pleasant room. We're talking nice hardwood floors. There's a pool table with like purple velvet on it. Everything's kind of lit in that like purple and red light that you kind of think is like, this is a sex room. Probably like, hey guys, this room certainly for sex. Or a Rammstein video maybe. There's posh furniture. There's lights, but there's also something a little off. Hanging on the wall, you see a tapestry that you, at first glance, take to be maybe Romanian, maybe Russian, maybe some part of Eastern Europe. You have the spires, the castles. You see various tapestries as you look around the room, each one seeming to depict some ancient battle. And when I say ancient, I mean like horseback knights, swords, that sort of ancient, not like slings and arrows of outrageous misfortune. Ancient. You see stone tablets framed in glass. Oh my lord! Glass frames. Thank you. My vocabulary. I'm a writer. That's casting the stone tablets in relief. That just gives the room this weird juxtaposition of ancient and new. You, my friends, feel like shit. You are beyond hungry. And as you lay there, still, you notice something very odd. You don't hear anything. You don't hear anything. You don't hear the sound of your blood in your ears. And then, very, very slowly, from somewhere, you feel the rhythmic thump of music playing in the house. There are two other people that are waking up beside you. You may not know them. You may know them, but there's something else. Beyond the terrible ache in your neck, you can't remember how you got here. In fact, as you consider it, you can't remember anything at all. What do you do? What do you do?
I'm transfixed by those stone tablets, and against all throbbing head and lugubrious nature of body, I'm going to inspect those tablets. That has my interest.
Your head swims as you stand up, like nearly causing you to fall back down immediately. You manage to catch yourself, but as you start moving forward, just this awful, terrible hunger grips you. The tablet appears to be cuneiform. If your character would know what cuneiform is, you'd probably go, that's probably cuneiform. Otherwise, it looks like a bunch of squiggly lines, or possibly it looks like the language that the blades use in Skyrim, depending on what your character. Oh nope, Skyrim doesn't exist. It's the 90s. It looks like the language.
Arena.
It looks like the Daedric language in. Nope, Elder Scrolls 3 hasn't come out yet. Fuck.
Elder Scrolls 1.
Yeah.
I don't know if they have the language examples in there. Okay. Anyway, it's cuneiform. Definitely looks like it should be in a museum, not in a club sex room.
I'm going to lean into that abject pang of hunger and let it sober me. I've been struggling, or I guess not struggling. I've embraced the eating disorder that my character has, and it just sharpens my senses and helps me to stir myself out of this whatever. It's I guess helping me bite in, dig deeper, and
Okay.
orient.
It is. So you're very familiar with hunger. This is a new type of hunger. Like, it's not completely alien, right? Like, you know hunger, but there's something different, something desperate. Patchkey or Charles, what are you doing?
I'd probably check myself, like feel around, look for stuff in my pockets, look for any like damage.
Is it just you, or are you pale? Are you paler than normal? Maybe it's just the light. Don't worry about it. Charles?
I am 86 years old, and so I'm struggling real hard to get up off the floor. I've
Actually,
made
you
it.
aren't.
Really?
You
That's
feel
interesting.
as you kind of shake your head to get rid of the fog, you stand up and brush yourself off before you even realize it.
Wow.
You are up and standing, and you feel better than you have felt in years.
Which is excellent. That's excellent news. I'm gonna celebrate by having a Werther's original out of my purse here, which is part of my inventory. Maybe that'll take care of this hunger I'm feeling.
I am definitely going to turn around to the sound of the wrapper crinkling.
Charles, that is the only thing in your purse. Is a single Werther's original.
Oh, Now, I suppose I could break it in half and share it with this nice fellow over here. Sure.
It doesn't
I'll
look
share.
appetizing at all to you, Ian.
Well, what about this other fellow over here? Does he want half of a Werther's?
I mean, it's Werther's. Even if it doesn't look good, I'm still going to say yes. I feel like that's just how it works. It's rude to say no.
I guess taking in stock of things, I'm going to look at these two people and then myself and try to remember where I may have seen these faces before. I don't have any memory.
Go ahead and roll me your awareness.
So that is a 12.
12. Oh, good lord. Okay.
First roll of the night, double sixes. It's all downhill from here, baby.
So you can ask me 2 questions. What item or object here is most useful to me? What here is not what it appears to be? What happened here recently? What do I need to be wary of? And who should I be paying attention to are the questions you may ask.
Who should I be paying attention to, and what should I be wary of?
Okay. You are a little concerned about how fast Grandma stood up. And as far as what do you, that's what you need to be wary of. Who should I be? It's one and the same. It's same question. Actually, with that roll, because it's a very, very good roll, you hear, I'm going to give you 2 pieces of information. You hear groaning from somewhere in this loft, sex room. You hear groaning, and not the type of groaning you should be hearing in the sex room. And all of the blinds are down.
I'll instinctively just back away from Grandma as she's offering the other individual the candy, and I will kind of surreptitiously try to get a look at the source of groaning. And during this process of coming to, am I able to recollect my own name? Or is
Yes,
that
you can recollect your own name.
Okay. I'm going to do look at that source of groaning before I really make myself vulnerable and really meet these other people.
Sure. The source of the groaning is definitely not in this big room.
Okay.
That you're in right now. This is, given a chance to look around, this is a parlor. This is like a sitting room. There's, bar stools. This is a place for socializing. Around the room, let me pull up a map for you. I think I have a map for you. Is it this one? It's this one. You can't see it, but they can. Sorry. That doesn't help you even a little bit, actually, because you can't see the map. But the audience can see the map, and I care about them more than you.
Use your descriptive prowess, my dude.
Yeah, you're right. There. So from where you are, you can make out about 4 doors. Each one is black wood. It looks posh as fuck. There's red velvet. Did I mention there's red and purple velvet everywhere?
No.
There is. For a second you're just there's no way I would. This at the very least, this amount of red velvet would be seared into my memory. But here it is, and here you are in it.
I think I'm gonna make my way to the door that's nearest to me and see what's there.
Okay. Roll me 1d6.
Sure. That would be a 6. Wow. Okay. So that's 3. That's triple sixes so far, boys. I think that means we all need to take a moment to hail Satan and then move on with our lives. So hail Satan. Okay. I'll do it on
drink
behalf of
now?
you guys. Don't worry. Yeah.
Hail those satin sheets, right?
There are satin drapes over the blinds. Anyway, do you open the door?
Yeah.
Okay, you open the door
Cautiously. I just want to like take a little peek.
to a. Now you're playing an 86-year-old woman, correct?
Correct.
How open-minded is your 86-year-old woman?
Very.
Okay. You have not seen anything like this in your wildest key parties.
Wow.
It is. You see, like, again, I just can't overstate the amount of velvet and velour everywhere. I will say there is also a black coffin standing against one wall. There are chains and whips and straps and all sorts of fun shit.
No, I've got this equipped to the rafters. I feel very comfortable in here.
But there's nothing else of note.
Okay, and you've determined my inventory to me to be like not what I sent you.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a reason for that. You just
Okay.
don't have. It's Jen. It's so crunchy, like it's sweet. It's sweet that every time you crunch into like take a step or sit on something. It's a very soft place. Anyway, Patchkey, do something, my friend.
All right, so I've already felt myself to make sure that I'm hurting out my character.
Yep.
Should we get into what classes that we're playing
No.
as?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Because the other people would have no way to would not be able to tell from looking at you, and on top of that, like they may not tell you, like they may actively hide what they do. So,
Okay. Sure. That's fine. Okay. Well, I would just kind of go up to Ian's character, and so he can remember his name. Can I take it as read that I can remember mine, or
correct.
All right. So I'd go over to Ian's character and be like, "Hadley ho there, friend. My name's Ned."
Tell me a little bit of what your character looks like before
What
I
the
really
fuck do you think
engage
it looks like? It's Ned Flanders, you tool.
I can't make assumptions. I'm dealing with pervasive memory loss right now.
Tell me
I
I'm
still
wrong,
want-
Charles. Tell me I'm
I
wrong,
still want to
Patchy.
hear him say it.
All right.
So at this point, too, has the old woman left the room, or is just standing in the door?
She's
I'm just
well,
taking a
Charles. I'll
little
let you
peek.
answer that.
I'm just taking a little peek, and then I kind of shut the door again.
So she is still in the room with y'all.
I'm going to lean in really quickly as Ned is talking to me. Don't fucking trust that old woman. I don't think she's what she seems she is. You saw she broke that Withers in half. You can't fucking do that. No one can fucking do that. Those things are rock hard. They live at the bottom of purses. That person has to have like such grip strength.
All right.
You ate it?
All right
You
there,
ate it?
friend
You ate a
Reno.
mystery candy? I can smell it on your breath.
I mean, it's awfully rude there to say no to Werther's original, you know.
Yes. I'm sorry. Sorry. Cordell. My name is Cordell.
Nice to doodly meet you there, friendo.
Nice. We're in I have no idea where we are, but we are surrounded
Well,
by...
I'll tell you, this room over here is a fuck chamber, buddy. Come have a look at this.
The fact that you are a very elderly individual whom in the 90s, as you know, coming out of this, like the time era, like there's still a lot of stigma about, you know, coming out of like the 80s about sex post AIDS. So for you to just very flippantly say that as a 80 something, an octogenarian, my suspicion of you is going to exponentially like increase. I'm just going to just nod and just shuffle a little bit further away from whatever your person's name is.
I'll have it your way, Ned. You want to have a look at this?
Don't mind if I doodly do.
My man, Ned.
I want to assure everyone that I will not be DMing a sex scene between Ned Flanders and an octogenarian tonight.
Come
That
on.
That is
That's where the story goes.
That is for subscribers only. So you need
So
to
here's what I'll say.
keep
Here's what
on.
I'll say. Here's what I'll say. There are veils and there are lines, and this is a veil. I'm okay
Yeah.
with it existing in the world, but I don't want to see it.
Okay. I don't think that's where it's gonna go.
That's definitely where it's going. We'll fade to black. Speaking of fading to black, y'all have faded to not black. You're awake in this really posh place. Like I keep playing up the velour and bullshit, but like it's just super swank and posh. But yeah, nothing else has changed.
and
has it? Does that
and-
wall
and
just bleed? Nah.
we're in an isolated room full of valuable things. You say?
I did unfortunately say that, yes.
I'll wait. No, I'm just going to start blathering. I'm
Yeah, go
going
for it.
to abandon a little bit of my regard and start pointing out, the cuneiform tablets to these people, the amount of Romanian art, especially. I will make whatever check is involved to deduce correctly that where it comes from.
That's going to be an intellect roll for me.
Not a problem. 8.
8. Okay. So I can either tell you a piece of important information about the world or tell you one fact related to another character.
Important information about the world.
Okay. They are definitely Romanian, and as you continue to look at them, you see that what they appear to be showing is mortal armies fighting demons. Different ages, like different eras on each tapestry, but always the same conflict.
And
Just like
knowing
my
a bit
place
of-
IRL.
knowing a bit about that, and then looking at these people in the room, you say that we might have a sore spot on our neck. Are there
did.
obvious signs of trauma to our necks?
But I'm pale.
Well, I want you. Why don't you investigate that? Roll me an awareness.
Oh, 6. I am probably distracted by this art.
No, you. As you stare at Granny's neck,
I'm gonna
it is
stare at
not as
Ned's
supple
neck.
as mine, but you almost watch the bruise forming on her neck. Like it blooms in front of you.
Ow!
You don't. Don't worry.
I don't
about
even
that.
notice.
Nope.
Wow. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is investigate another door to the room, looking for an exit to this place.
Okay. You've got 2 more doors to your left, 2 more doors to your right, and 1 straight back. Or sorry, 1 to your right, 2 to your left, and 1 straight back. There we go.
Let's try the furthest most one on the left.
Okay. And the 2 of you, you go with her? You just chilling?
I would search the opposite end of so wherever they're at, I'm gonna go look at a different part and kind of look
Right.
for.
Are you going to open the door
clues.
as well?
So with our not sure about the map situation here,
Oh, I'm
if I were to
very
be
sure of the
looking
map.
at it on my phone.
Oh.
Where are we?
Don't worry about it. I don't know.
Okay, then I'll put that away.
Yeah, don't worry. Look, theater of the mind, baby.
All right, so there's another door.
There's another door.
Okay,
You want to open it
then-
as she opens the other one?
Yeah, I would open up and go, hey there, friendos. Anyone in here?
There is someone in the bathroom, Charles. Patchkey. You have found Charles Bernard. You have found a perfectly normal uh men's bedroom. Very posh, very high class, very wealthy. They have a PC in there.
Going in, shutting the door behind me.
It's grape. Anyway, that was a Macintosh joke. I apologize, everyone. Patchkey, there's someone in the bathroom. He is
Hi there,
He is
friendo.
writhing on the ground.
Oh, golly gee there, friend. You looks like you've had quite a situation. So he's writhing on the ground. Is there blood?
No.
Okay. So
He looks up at you. His eyes are completely dilated, like completely black. He screeches at you. Get away from me! Get away! 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 Come here! Come here! Come here! Come here! Come here! Come here!
Alrighty, don't mind if I diddly do. Close the door.
Is that loud enough for me to hear from
Yes.
there? Are there
Absolutely.
any lamps or detachable objects in this space?
There are no I'm trying. There's probably like a vase. Are you looking for something to use as a club or a light source?
Yes.
A club.
Something equivalent. Yes, a blunt
Okay,
force
yeah.
object.
Yeah, you can pick up a vase.
All right.
Dump out the black roses.
All right. I will also take one of those roses, but I'll snap off the thorns and put it in my back pocket for crafting later.
Okay.
I will go in the direction of Ned, and I'll be like, "What was that?"
A few right after you get there, something begins thumping on the other side of the door, and sounds like it's sobbing. Actually,
Ned,
Ah,
help me move this couch. We're going to block off this door.
right away there, friendo.
Ned, you're an all right guy.
why don't y'all roll me a might real quick?
Oh,
Both
5.
of you.
2d6
excuse me,
or
no,
1d6?
Yep. 2d6.
2 6s.
Nice.
Nice.
I'm with everyone else.
Ian,
Rolling
what you got for
boxcars
me?
tonight.
4.
Ian, you Ned goes over to the couch and you see his muscles ripple under his flannel as he just like one-handedly picks up his end.
Accurate.
Lifting
Accurate.
nothing
Yeah.
at all.
Stupid sexy
Yeah.
flannels.
And then
It's
your
series accurate.
little you know what? I'm not going to use that word because that's hurtful towards people who actually do struggle with eating disorders. Instead, what I'll say is you're underdefined, and you just like you hurt your shoulder trying to lift this thing. It hurts. Can you tell me about a time where your affliction has caused you to become injured or inconvenienced because you weren't strong enough to do something?
My memory of that would be more of why I started down this path.
Nope.
Okay.
I
then
want to
that-
specifically. I would like a memory about how your physical weakness has been a hardship.
So thinking about working in my studio, which is really a glorified way of describing the storage unit that I've rented that I am trying to make my art in, and working on a sculpture out of found objects, and one of them being trying to work with the exhaust system of a car that I found on the side of the road. and it's awkward and it's clumsy, and I've just not allowed myself to eat in 2 days, or at least something substantial. And I dropped the muffler and its exhaust system on my foot, shattering my toenail, and it's something that made me limp
Ouch.
for weeks.
Ouch. Go ahead and mark a discovery on your character sheet as you remember this painful thing, and also remember that you have a studio where you do something. You do art, apparently, but still hazy. Ned, you can, with a double 6, you can just kind of strut that couch over their big stuff. Charles, are you going to join them as they drag a couch?
Oh no, I shut the door behind me when I went in that
Oh, you're
wealthy
serious.
gentleman's bedroom. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
What are you doing in there?
I am rifling for valuables, not to put too fine a point on it.
Okay, no. Go ahead and make me a scavenge check. That's your awareness.
Okay, so that's a 2d6.
Mm-hmm.
I wish it wasn't suspicious of this
9.
woman, because I'm so
9.
curious to learn more about her.
Okay. I'm assuming the question you are asking then is, what object here is most useful or valuable to me?
Correct.
The computer is probably worth the most money just at first glance, but that's going to be hard to fit in your purse or in your decolletage. Your money is on the side bed table,
Ah, okay,
where
great.
you find, what do you find? That's not dice, that's a fidget cube. I told you I'm not rolling shit tonight. God, I'm a nerd. You know what? You find a fine silver chain. It looks like is this too dumb? No, it's not. It looks like at one point it was a crucifix, but someone ripped the crucifix off and cast it away, and so it's just kind of a broken silver chain now.
I'll take it.
Okay. Okay. Ian or Patchkey?
So, Ned, do you know? So you don't know this woman at all, the woman with us.
So would I do a check for that, or just a blanket no?
You can. You don't remember having met her, but you do know that your memory's foggy as hell.
Okay. So nope, can't say that I recall meeting anyone. No one at all.
Have
No one
you?
at all.
Have you? Are
No one at all.
do you
Stupid
like to
amnesia,
do you like to
Flanders.
read, Ned? Do you read books?
Well,
Just the
Do I
one.
just the one book there, friendo.
The good
The
one.
Necronomicon Exploratus.
So then you might be familiar. Then I mean, we're just look at these tapestries, ancient cuneiform. We're looking at. I mean, we are either on the set of a Trent Reznor music video, or perhaps we seem to be characters in an Anne Rice book. But I'm seeing very suspicious marks of I mean, dare I say vampires? But I mean someone with a weird obsession of something like this, someone that has money and power could do this to us, put us in a weird fetish thing or something. Maybe there are hidden cameras in here. I mean, it's a delightfully tasteful pieces in here, but something isn't right. And you seem to get more and more pale.
And at that point, I saunter out of the bedroom and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, fellows. I was just looking for the bathroom. Do you know where the bathroom is?"
Well, it's
Not-
right diddly there behind the couch.
That's not very accessible. What's going on over there?
Well, there's a crazy person inside there.
If you need it, I'll just put the vase down and I'll turn my back.
Well,
Called
just close
my
your
bluff,
eyes.
That motherfucker. Oh, I'll hold it. Don't you worry your sweet little head about it. Thanks for caring about an old lady, though. I'm going to attempt to charm this paranoid guy.
Okay.
So I'm gonna start making small talk, and
So
maybe.
I'm gonna I'm gonna go ahead and say that's going to be a trick or mislead someone
Mhm.
roll. So go ahead and roll me your subtlety.
Got it. I have think I +2 on this, and I rolled
Nice.
a 10.
Nice. Ian, roll me your rapport.
Oh, so that is 10.
10. Okay. Charles has a plus, or was it +2 to your 10, Charles, or 10
You said
after
it.
your +2?
It's rapport that I had as a 2. It's a 1 if it's what was the other one you said?
So do I.
So your
Believe it or
total,
not.
Charles, is your total 11 or 10?
Which stat am I checking against?
Report. Subtlety.
Subtly.
Subtlety. Ah, okay. I think that's my 1. So I think I would have rolled a 10. Let me double check that though. Yeah, subtlety's a 1, so that's +9. That's a 10.
Okay, and you roll. Okay. Y'all are just talking at each other. You're both doing the thing where you stop talking and then wait for your turn to talk again without actually listening to the other person. I think that's what that 10 and 10 mean. Because you don't trick him and you don't figure her out.
We're just warily circling each other
Yeah,
in the conversation.
You're like idiot sharks. So
That just makes me like Ned all the more. Ned is on the level.
Ned, it occurs to you, Ned, because you're a nice guy. You want to help things. You want to help Cordell. You want to help Cordell figure shit out, right? I assume.
I mean, I just want to help everyone else that's here,
Yeah.
you know?
You know what's a real easy way to figure out if someone's a vampire? Sunlight.
Okay.
Also, I will say there are definitely things within Christian mythology saying that vampires are evil. So I'm just saying. I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
But you're just saying.
I'm just saying.
So how about we let some light into your fellas or fella and lady gang group guys?
I suppose so. I can get a better look at these fine tapestries, maybe assess their value.
Okay.
So I look
help you
for
with knowing that. I mean, if you look at these tapestries, the fact that they're in this condition, and I'll just go on about their actual worth. And
I would try to find curtains and open them.
Okay, it's very easy. They're everywhere. All three of you mark 1 stress as the light streams in through barred windows and causes immediate blinding headaches and makes your skin just hurt, itch. Like it feels like you have a sunburn 2 days later.
For God's sake, close that!
See, my reaction is -1, so I feel like maybe I should not get it right away.
-1 reaction trying to close the curtain. We're all going to die.
Oh golly gee, that there burns.
So
who actually wants to try to close the curtain?
I'm gonna just run out of the path of the beam of light.
Okay, you can like hide behind the couch holding the psycho in.
I guess I'll crawl my ass over there and try to close it.
Okay, give me a roll me might, Grandma.
Oh boy.
Welcome home, Grandma.
We're in trouble. I think that's my -1 stat. Let's see. That's a 9. And let me
Okay.
double check on what that stat is. It's might. Yeah, that's -1. So that's an 8, I think.
Okay. You are going to take 1 point of trauma from the sun as you burn. And I want you have lived a long life. You don't remember any of it, but it's definitely there. I want you to tell me a memory in which you got injured fighting for your life.
No, well, that's an easy one. Me and Dillinger pulled that bank job in 32, and I believe he was shot twice, and I was shot 3 times, and we couldn't go to no Sawbones because a legitimate one had just turned us over to those goddamn coppers. So I had to go to this half-assed veterinarian who didn't even know how to set a horse's leg, let alone pull bullets out of a human being. But he stitched us up real good. He gave us those animal tranquilizers. And goddamn, if me and John Dillinger didn't just make sweet love for 3 full days, that kind of injured me too.
So, okay. You hear the 3 of you. The blinds are closed. You're probably panting. You're probably like spent a little bit. You hear a polite Beans, I swear to God.
I knew it. As soon as you did it, I knew it.
Beans, it was me. Beans.
You caused that. You wrought that.
Beans, my little chicken dog.
I love how Beans is like the universal like animal pet name. Like I have a dog that I refer to as Bean. All my cats are Beans. Cats have beans on their feet.
Well, okay. To be fair, her name is actually La Contessa Frijoles.
Tessa Frijoles, yeah. The Beans is much easier.
The Beanfoot Contessa. Got it.
Okay. You hear a polite knock. I will not do it again.
Right. Knock. Yeah. No one to see if she'd do it. Yeah.
I'll do it. And after a moment, the door opens. And a older than you two and younger than you man walks in. He has gray hair that's braided back. He's dressed in a business shirt, tie, slacks. He has a white apron on over his shirt, and he smiles. I am so relieved that the 3 of you are okay.
So, if we're okay, what about when I point towards the banging door behind me?
The man sighs and kind of, yes, unfortunately, not everyone makes it through the change unscathed.
They change?
I don't think I have any change on me, there, friend.
I'm gonna attempt to persuade this NPC through my starting move is Black Friday, and I want to convince this man that this person needs medical attention of some kind. He's having some type of psychosis, or he threatened Ned.
Yes, he. You need to make a roll for your starting move.
Would that be rapport?
I don't know. You have your starting move, not me.
Oh, it says persuade an NPC. Is that rapport? Because it's not.
It is rapport. It is rapport.
Okay, so that would be 12.
Oh, wait.
Damn.
Yes, we will. We will certainly help him. He lifts a finger and snaps.
And if it helps with the narrative, I get to substantially inflict upon them substantial guilt, regret, sorrow, or sympathy, and a stress on them. So I will do sympathy and the stress damage on this aproned individual.
He raises a hand and snaps twice. The door behind him opens again, and two very large men wearing black suits, black ties, black shirts, black pants, black socks. One of them is wearing black socks. The other one is wearing Garfield socks. Black shoes and sunglasses inside step in and make their way to the couch, easily move it out of the way, and nod to the man. He nods back. They open the door, and there is a brief tussle as they subdue the psychotic, gibbering man and drag him out. During all of this, the apron man watches, very bland faced, kind of just like business as usual, and then watches them drag him out.
I'm slowly making my way over to him because I know a sugar daddy when I see one, and
That's fair.
he's a silver fox, and I know how to work this particular angle. So, thank you so much for taking care of that terribly afflicted young man and helping us with the change, whatever that is that you're talking about.
There are always casualties during this process, and I'm frankly impressed. I thought he had died during the change. We'll take care of him, and we'll make sure that he can't harm anyone else.
I understand. It's just like during the New Deal. You got to break a few eggs to make an omelet.
Right. Speaking of eggs, there are probably some questions. I would be happy to help answer those questions and help you acclimate as best as I can.
I'm gonna just keep holding the arm and sort of stroking it, and
he pulls his arm away from you as soon as you touch him.
All right.
As soon as he's like, no.
Okay. In that case, shut down immediately. I'm still the sweet little baby face Gertrude, and I'm going to ask him like, I think this is the third time I've asked, so I understand that us folks who get up in age can lose our hearing a bit, but what is this change you're talking about? And why the hell did the sun feel like the flaming mouth of hell?
This may be difficult to understand, may be difficult to believe, but there are forces on this world, on this planet, not this one. I'm still working on the speech. There are forces in this world beyond the ken of mortal men and women.
Like J. Edgar Hoover?
No, he was just sick.
How exactly did you get the largest cuneiform tablet outside the Rosetta Stone I've ever seen? That's an archival piece. That shouldn't be in a private.
Ian, is one of your two pieces of information you knew about your past archaeology or about the Rosetta Stone? Because that is a very specific thing you just pulled.
Well, my character is an artist, and my background is sculpture, and so I would perfectly imagine.
That's a reach, bud.
I don't know.
High school
Art college,
humanities.
they would cover that.
Yeah.
Art history.
no, I
For
Yeah.
art history
Yeah.
and world history, the Rosetta Stone is fundamental.
Yeah.
That's true. However, you have forgotten everything about your life except two pieces of information.
That is
I
fair.
wouldn't have saved art history, to be fair.
Yeah.
All right. I will redact that.
You can absolutely say, like, you can absolutely question how they got these tablets. Totally fair question. It was just a very specific way of asking it. That was like, feels.
Well, I mean, it's just suspicious. It's like if you saw like a rhino head mounted on a wall as a trophy, you'd be like, you shouldn't have that. That's not good to have.
Yeah.
You can definitely
A
ask
feeling
that. Yeah.
that they should be, in the words of that one guy, they belong in a museum.
Um.
But
So,
I
so,
happily will redact for sake of narrative, by all means.
no, my point in saying that was not to jump down your throat about that question.
no.
Is to remind you all that you don't have a lot of information, a lot of about knowledge that you're working with. Okay.
These things are real old looking.
Oh no, I yokalized Ian.
Oh my god. That's pretty funny.
The the master has been collecting for a very long time.
Oh, the master. He must be the fellow that runs that fuck chamber back there.
He is.
Excellent. Any chance I can meet this guy?
You will absolutely be meeting him, and if you want to peruse his personal DVD nope. If you want to peruse his personal
Betamax.
his laser disc.
Oh yeah. That's the
If you
good
want to
shit.
peruse his VHS collection, you're welcome to. However, you will be meeting the master later. There are a few things you need to understand about the process. Yes, you are vampires.
That was fun.
I beg you gotta be shitting me.
I'm with the old woman on this.
Are you? How's your skin? How's your hunger? He looks at each of you.
I
Yeah,
am
well-
a bit peckage. I've only
Well,
had half
I've
a
had
Werther's.
Nothing.
And I had the other half. It
We're
was
Werther's
too
buddies.
sweet.
We converted a bunch of idiots. He doesn't say that. Believe it or not, and I would prefer if you did, for the sake of the dungeon master. No. Believe it or not, and for your own sake, I hope you will. That is simply the truth. If you leave this room, the safety of this place, you're not going to make it 10 feet in the day. You'll also not make it far in this world without some knowledge.
So, but why us? I mean, I don't even know these two people.
I wish I could confide in you the master's inner thoughts, but I cannot. I am not privy to them. Unfortunately, I have not been given the gift, as you have.
Oh.
So you're not a Dracula.
I am a Guillermo. No. I am a Tom Waits in this situation. Yes, that works. That reference works. I got this, guys.
So just for roleplay purposes, what year are we like restricting to? Like 1995, 1998, 2000?
My head was
give me-
like 92, but I don't know. if
Give me
that's-
1 second.
Can we make Blade references?
That's
Oh,
90.
that was late in the 90s, I think.
1995 is the first one.
What?
Oh man, was
Really?
it that early?
Or was it 98?
I
It
thought
could be
was like
98.
97, 98.
Yeah, I thought it was 97, 98.
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say it's 98
Okay.
that's
Blade
when-
did come out in 98.
because that's when Follow the Leader came out.
Okay.
That's for our number one fan, Korn the band, that follows our Twitter account.
Yeah. Wow. I am feeling like a freak on a leash here with all the details.
Feeling like you have no release. I know how it is.
Okay, cool. And there are currently two Rammstein albums out. Herrzelt
Ah.
and Sensuit. So
It was
my
before
earlier reference,
Mother. Yeah.
my earlier comment about this looking like a Rammstein music video still stands.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Hey.
yeah.
Then What do you want of us? What does your master want of us?
He wants you to succeed. He wants you to be comfortable and to face this transition into a new life with grace and ease. Now, there are a lot of misconceptions about vampires. First, you will still need to eat and drink and all the biological pleasantries and unpleasantries. You will still need to do those.
We still have to poop.
You still have to poop, is the thing.
Blood poops are the worst.
Everyone poops, even
They're gonna
vampires.
be dark.
Yeah, that's right.
Blood
Did
sausage is vampire poop.
Wasteland reference.
It is important. It is important. I'm stealing this bit, but it's all sort of like a masquerade. I'm just a fucking dude, but your kind hide from the humans. You are above them, elevated, but they are greater in number. Vampires are few and far between, but powerful. But only other vampires can know who you are. Now, I believe you are ready to join. You hear the music thumping through the door. The party that we are hosting in your honor. I feel that you've survived the change enough to get a bearing on your souls and your minds and your hearts. Do not expose your vampiric nature to the other guests. Do not harm the other guests. And finally, do not leave without the master's permission. This is all we ask of you. Oh, you're probably wondering about blood.
That was what I was about to ask. I'm very peckish. I've only had the half of Werther's, and Ned
Let's
here
wondering
had
about the
other half.
Blooderino.
There is food downstairs. Again, do not harm the other guest. Blood will help you stay young and alive and youthful, immortal. But you will still eat sausages. I think that's dog food.
Yeah.
You will still eat Eggo waffles. I don't know what was
Steak-
popular in the 90s. Steakums.
Steakums, yeah, man.
Wasn't French toast crunch a thing in the 90s?
You
French
bet your
toast
ass
crunch
it
is still a
was.
fucking thing.
And
Well, it
still
was
is,
gone
I was
for a
gonna say.
while.
It
High C
was.
Ecto Coolers.
My daughter.
Those made a
exclusively-
comeback when one of the Ghostbusters movies is in theaters, and I bought none of them because I'm like, no.
You have one kidney and you were just gonna poison him with Ecto Coolers.
Well, the one that I have is from a much hardier person than I, so I've actually been putting it. No, I'm just kidding.
Put it
You're
in
not
my face.
supposed to hurt the other
It's got a
guests.
turbocharger
No
on it.
harvesting
Yeah.
organs from anyone downstairs.
That's right. Yeah.
Can
That
can I
goes for
do
my
a
building
check?
as well as.
You
What was
can
it?
do whatever you want, Patchkey.
So I wanted to see if anything about what he said I didn't trust or could tell that he was lying. Doing kind of a, what was it, insight or my no?
Yeah. Let's see here. That's
His
going to be figure someone.
rapport.
That's going to be figure someone out. Roll your rapport.
Okay, rapport. That is a 5 total.
5. Lovely. So he is the most honest man. You are staring at him. Have you okay, look. I know your character hasn't because it's not out yet, but have you seen Abraham Lincoln versus Vampires?
Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer? Not the
Yes.
same thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the same
I have.
thing.
I have.
Yeah.
You feel like this man
Great
is
documentary.
on the wrong side because he is obviously related to Abraham Lincoln. That's how honest he is. So
I'm gonna
honest.
do the same thing. I'm gonna see if I can
Before you
tell if
do,
he's. Yeah.
Ned, This is gonna be a long memory for you. But can you tell me some time where you trusted someone with your whole heart and soul, and it just kind of pooped on your shoes? Maybe a
gosh.
neighbor
Yeah.
or God.
Boy, howdy can I? Oh man, let me tell you. When I trusted someone with my heart and soul, probably my wife. She she was with me for a long time. Then one day we went to a baseball game. I think it was a baseball game. And asked her if she could go get me a hot dog. And I told her not a foot long. They made me feel awkward. And
So
as she was walking off, she was shot by a t-shirt cannon. Fell to her death.
Okay.
I'm gonna be
Now I need to know who in that scenario did you trust, and was it the did you trust baseball? Did you trust
So much trust. So much.
Okay.
Baseball, trusted that.
Oh.
T-shirt cannons, couldn't see that going wrong. My wife for not dying. Yeah.
Okay, that is very rude of her.
Yeah.
Cannons couldn't
Someone
see that
consider
going
it two
wrong.
kids.
Good God. Ian,
Oh,
you've been trying to say something to pull us from this nosedive for a while. Help me.
Hey, I was going to say,
Joseph,
I am
just like
very
my wife.
excited by the fact that there is a party thrown in our honor, and that's something that I feel like in my mental fog that would really resonate with me, having like a sense of belonging and
Mm-hmm.
being seen. And so I will kind of suspend some of my trepidation about this whole situation in light of just kind of being socially accepted. So I will float to the door and see what the hubbub below is.
Okay.
Actually float? Can he float? Does he get to float?
I don't
That's
know.
level
can
two,
we?
man.
You know what?
Figure of speech.
No, I mean,
Vampires.
Float because that's giddy
Hatchkey?
with excitement. Like
Hatchkey?
Yeah.
it does kind of look like he's floating, just a little bit, just a wee bit.
wanna lean into
Charles,
that.
did you want to try to figure someone out?
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead.
wanted to repeat that trust check because
It's your
actually that's
rapport.
check because that's the one that I. Oh shit, that's a 5. Also, and my 2 is not going to save me either. That's 7.
7.
combined,
No,
I believe.
it helped a little bit. So, you can determine what the character's current motives are, determine one special ability the character has, determine what concerns the character, and determine the character's emotional and mental state. One of those things.
Repeat it one more time.
Current motive, special ability, concern, or emotional state.
I'm going to go with current motive.
Keep you from leaving the building.
Not going to be difficult. It's quite sunny outside, as we've discovered.
That's and it would be reasonable to assume that's why he doesn't want you to leave the building. However, you yeah, that doesn't okay. You suffer one stress.
Okay.
Because you did roll a 7. The other option is make a hard choice, but I just can't think of a good narrative way to kind of throw that in there. So you take a stress.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Okay, so that's hey, that's where we is right now. Cordell, thank you.
Like Bruce Cordell for talking about RPG references.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cornell is floating towards the door. They seem interested in what's going on downstairs. Ned, this man is even more honest than your wife was. And Edith, you have no reason to distrust him.
Gertrude.
Thank you. Gertrude, you have no reason to distrust him. He's trying to keep you inside.
Yeah. What do you fellas say we saunter downstairs and get shit faced?
There
Don't mind if
is
I diddly do.
there are plenty of drinks, libations, food, and you might be delighted to know that you can still partake of chemical and narcotic enjoyment, and feel free.
All
So
right.
there's bagel bites.
There are pizza pockets, pizza bagels,
Oh,
and
man, that's not fair, John. I want there
What?
to be pizza bagels here in my house right now.
I would. Okay. 90s side note. Last night, I popped on a superhero movie. I put some pizza pockets in my toaster oven. I got my Coke and rum out, and I'm like, yeah, gonna watch a movie. It's gonna be fun. Pizza pockets, if you cook them 30 seconds too long, all the cheese oozes out
Explodes, yeah.
and it becomes the shittiest snack. It goes from
Yeah.
delicious to shitty in under 30 seconds.
You got to
they
keep
did-
an eye on them.
They
Yeah.
did that, and I was very angry. And I sat down, I drank my rum and Coke, and I watched Venom Let There Be Carnage, and it's fucking dog shit.
I was expecting it to be
Like,
nothing else.
As I thought,
Woody Harrelson, I love Woody Harrelson.
Yeah.
As far as
He's
I know,
made some stinkers, even so. Like, just
yeah,
like
I was gonna
Nicolas
say I don't
Cage.
know
Yeah.
that if he's done anything diabolic, or I have to just
Oh.
like be grossed out
Eh.
by him. But like, I wanted it to not be. I didn't expect it to be good. I was hoping it wouldn't be dog shit. Anyway,
anyway, real
Hope
quick,
Springs Eternal. Yeah.
pizza bites.
yeah.
Have you ever considered deep frying them?
Oh, God.
See-
Now I am.
See, I have
It's a
not
game changer.
simply because
You
my
should.
wife doesn't like me frying stuff.
Well, your wife is wrong.
I love that sentence. My wife doesn't like me frying stuff.
There's a
You know-
reason though.
John
your
Baltusberger is
arteries.
Homer Simpson.
Your
It's
wife
because of
wants
my-
you to live.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
Okay. My wife and I have a relationship based on mutual respect.
Right.
We care about one another. We respect one another. We don't really use the I forbid this because we're like both adults. Imagine that. Like we're both adults. We don't tell each other what to do. We give each other advice sometimes. My wife has forbidden me from eating from one specific restaurant. And dear listener, I highly recommend you go and look up a restaurant in Austin, Texas called Man vs. Fries and see if you can discern why I'm not allowed
What
to
a-
eat there.
What a great name for a restaurant. Holy
It's
shit.
a good. Look, A, it's a good name for a restaurant. B, it's delicious food. C, I had 3 heart attacks when I ate there last time.
They got the poutine. there,
Literally,
the gravy
having
on the
man
fries.
versus fries is the first thing that pops up.
Man versus fries. It's
That's great.
you are heading down into a bacchanal, the likes that will not be seen again until John Baldusberger discovered Man's versus Fries in the year 2020. And it's going to be, is it going to be 32 years? No, 22 years. It'll be 22 years before
There's a bacchanal like
before
it.
there's a bacchanal like this one.
I'm picturing a lot of like oh man, I was there for it. Like exposed industrial piping and like strobe lights.
I
and
thought you were
in-
going to say exposed midriffs.
no,
Like,
that
there's
too.
just exposed
It's the
there. Like,
90s.
there's a lot of
yeah,
exposure
yeah,
right
yeah.
now.
A lot of like the big hoop piercings, like the ones that I have that I'm not going to show off.
I
Right
can
now.
I can clear it up for you real quick, Charles. It is the first 5 minutes of Triple X State of the Union.
Okay, now yeah, we're in the same headspace. Good,
Yep.
excellent.
Yep.
Excellent. Yeah. 90s bacchanal. Like more specifically than that, like kind of almost like a butt rock bacchanal, although butt rock is not what would be playing there.
genre.
Yeah.
Like But as soon as you say 90s, you're like, oh no, I know the one. It's at the beginning of every 90s action movie.
True story.
That's where you are.
True story. I know a girl who was a model and who would occasionally do like nude modeling and so forth in college. And she was hired to be at the release party for Stigmata, that terrible Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
When you were describing the club, I was thinking of the movie Stigmata.
Yeah, and she was the girl that they put the sushi on her naked body and like guests just come and eat off of her. And like she was describing this, and I was like, oh my gosh, I guess Arnold Schwarzenegger is an asshole, which like I guess I hadn't like it was I was still young. I didn't know that yet. But yeah, it was pretty 90s.
The 90s. What a
dumb time.
Okay. Yeah, it was a real stupid
Fake
time.
pacifiers, Dr. Seuss hat. It's like,
Oh,
yeah,
man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was at a party with someone I hadn't seen since high school a couple years ago, and I asked what they were up to, and they answered mostly going to raves.
Awesome.
And I was like, so okay, raves are still a thing, which like, okay, that's cool. That's fine.
They always will be, yeah.
You're 42.
Best time to go.
Is it?
Nothing to lose. Well, I'm assuming this friend is single and no children like me.
because if you're going to raves married with children, you will lose your children.
At least, yeah.
CPS is coming right now.
We're at 9 minutes till end of stream.
We are. So there's a reason. There's a reason we have gone off track. And that is because we have reached the end of the material supplied to us by the Real Thing RPG.
Shit. Nice.
What happens next? From their kind of description is you guys. I can't give too much away, right? Because there's some spoilers to this adventure that I don't want to give away.
Yeah, let's not give anything away on air that we haven't like played already.
You guys have woken up as vampires and are going to kind of go into this party and discover maybe not everything is great about 90s drug lord vampires and have to come to grips with that and make some personal decisions about that. On one hand, and that's why I said this is going to be kind of a shorter playthrough. By the way, we usually play till 10:30 on game nights. Ian,
hey,
oh wait,
because
I'm in a different time zone, so I was looking at the hour. That's why I was like, wait a second.
So wait, we can keep going?
No. Like I said, I don't have more. If we keep going, I just have to make shit up.
I'm going to go ahead and call it right here for a couple reasons. First of all,
we've derailed.
We've reached the end of the material supplied to us. And second, like we don't want to give anything further away since that's such a good just the tip sort of introduction to the game, you know. Probably should have phrased that differently. And I think that here's a good place to stop, like maybe decompress and debrief a bit, give our plugs, talk about upcoming shows.
I agree. So here's what I want to say, because this got cut off at the beginning. Powered by the Apocalypse, I have a lot of the books in this system, and I'm sure we'll talk about y'all's opinion of playing Powered by the Apocalypse when we do our discussion on Wednesday. But I had all these books in this system, and I could not wrap my head around how to play or run this game. And then I listened to the McElroy brothers playing the Adventure Zone. I can't remember the name of the arc, but the second big arc they did with Griffin as the GM, they were playing a game called Monster of the Week, which is a super cool game in the Powered by the Apocalypse system. And it was like, oh, they overwrote the rules. They didn't overwrite the rules. What they did, and I mentioned this to Ian earlier today, it's a concept I call operationalizing narrative. We have a friend of the show, Joel Clark, is a big fan of operationalizing narrative and every aspect to make sure that GMs have every tool at their disposal to build and keep control of the game, to keep it from going off rails. It is kind of the opposite design philosophy as I have, much to Ian's chagrin, where my philosophy is like, narrate the crunch. just make it up on the spot, guys. That's a rule set. So once I listened to someone else play, I realized, like, instead of trying to fit things into, okay, what move am I going to do? You just say what you want to do. And then whoever's running the game, who's more familiar with the mechanics and has the move cheat sheet in front of them, can be like, okay, you're trying to figure this out. Oh, hey, there's a move called figure someone out. Oh, you want to know what this is? Well, hey, the Spout Knowledge says you can recall information. So the players never have to worry about how the mechanics work. That's totally on whoever's running it. And I think that's, honestly, I like systems in which the GM does all the rolling and for the players it's just a narrative thing. And I like this system where the players roll, but they don't have the like they are not trying to game the mechanics of shit.
Yeah.
So I like. It's not a system I've played a whole lot of, but I think it's a system that really lends itself well to narrative gameplay.
You were talking to me about some Powered by the Apocalypse game. I don't remember which one, and you talked about the need to comprehend moves if you're gonna like really get into the game. And having played tonight was my first Powered by the Apocalypse game session. It was, yeah, you're right. Like understanding that, and also how you acquire more moves is kind of central to the gameplay.
Yeah.
Let's wrap things up nice and tight, like a. I was trying to think of a 90s reference. Oh, I got one, a slap bracelet. Wrap things up tight as a slap bracelet and
wrap it up as tightly.
Yeah, and we can as tightly as a slap bracelet. I deserve that so much. I deserved it.
Had it come. Your fanny pack.
Yeah.
We will land just like a pog.
Before we do, I gotta say, the 90s were a good time to be diabetic for one reason, and that was fanny packs. Like, kept my meter in there, my insulin.
They're coming back.
Like, yeah, well,
that's true.
Not for me, they're not. Yeah, diabetes is always coming back, man. Come on. We're Americans.
If Man versus Fries says anything about it, yeah, fuck yeah, it is. So next week, I promise, I will work with. We'll work to make a new layout that is a little more friendly to having 4 standard hosts. If you have any opinions about the layout, if you want to see something or want us to change something, I know it's like the 4 of us on one side and a big black spot on the other where I put pictures up, but if you want me to change it, I will. It's all good.
We can activate a suggestion box on our Twitch.
That's a good idea.
We? Shit, yeah, I'll do that. Anyway,
people should also feel free to hit us anytime on our Twitter, especially like at WanMoncast, at WANMONCIST, because I'm on that thing like constantly, and that's probably the way to get in touch with us that we'll see quickest, unless you reach out to Ian on like Facebook. Like, I think that's probably pretty quick too.
Facebook.com/WanMoncast. Hit us up.
Yep. So if you're looking for the podcast, obviously they mentioned Twitter and Facebook already at WanMoncast. You can also check out whatever gaming stuff we're doing. And boy, howdy, we are getting ready to launch our first full game. We've launched a prototype, Numinous Brutality. We are getting ready to launch our second game, Godless League Adventures. We're getting beta read feedback right now. We're doing a playtest next week, which I'll talk about in just a minute. But you can do all of that by following MHP_games on Twitter, checking out our website at madnessheart.press, and if you want to, you can subscribe to us on Twitch now. If you have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe for free to an account, which will give part of your Amazon Prime subscription to us, which will allow us to buy Ian a headset and better mic, and it'll allow us, as I mentioned at the beginning, to the dead silence, a single bare light bulb hanging from a string above his head to
Which
highlight the
will
serial killerness.
totally
of-
improve. Yeah, totally improve the vibe.
totally
No,
improve.
let's not get it twisted, man. We're
I
gonna
love
spend it
that.
all on pizza pockets.
All of it
single
on pizza bagels, brother.
time. Yeah, you bet.
If you are looking for me specifically, you can find me on Twitter at Kaiju Poet, or find my website www.kaijupoet.com, where you can order signed books from me, or just click on links to be taken to Amazon or Godless to buy my actual books.
Yeah, if you're looking for me, I'm on Twitter at CR Bernard, CRBERNARD. If you want the big annotated list of my writing, go to tinyurl.com/Charles R. Bernard, all lowercase. That'll take you to the big list of like anthologies, magazines, my debut novel on Madness Heart, all that good stuff. So go check it out.
Good way to find me currently right now. Actually, as you mentioned, through that facebook.com/WalmonCast is a fantastic way to reach me until I finish rehabilitating all of my socials. So hit me up. We like to hear from you.
Mr. Patchke?
Yeah, that's me.
Wow.
You already did it.
Yeah,
Wow.
I did the thing. I will say that I am loving the cartoon and video game characters because they are generic enough for us to not get sued, but super funny. So coming up next Wednesday, we are going to do our recap of the last few games we've played, and then we're probably going to move to do a month of gaming, and on the last week of the month we'll do a recap of what we played before. So we're going to be mostly doing live play and kind of what you saw tonight, only maybe a little more focused and a little better run, because Ian will be running most of those games.
John
and-
did great. Ian.
Oh yeah, absolutely, John. You did a great job.
Yeah,
Don't
you did a great
Thank you.
job.
So that's next Wednesday, and then on Monday, Ian, what are you? No, Jay is going to come.
Jay
and run it for
Dragon
y'all.
of Wanderhome will be running the Aesba's
So stoked. Yeah.
bed and breakfast.
Yeah, I will not be. I will be here in spirit, but I will not be. I will not be hosting that episode. That will be Jay's purview, and Jay will do an amazing job of being a guest, I'm sure. So we look forward to that. And there we go. Haha. And then on the Wednesday, this Wednesday. After our discussion, we're going to end the recording, and we are going to do a live playtest of Godless League Adventures. What that means, that is, if you are on Twitch with us, you get to watch us play this game and talk about the design of this game before it hits the market.
A very special preview.
Very cool. It's going to be a lot of fun. It is absolutely wild. And then I don't think we have anything planned for the 20th just yet.
Not yet. So we're going to be
get in there
out to some.
Oh, I got
content.
plenty planned for the 20th.
Well,
What's up with the 20th? I don't understand.
It's Hot Dog
Thursday.
Day, Patchke.
Oh, okay.
well, let me know if we need to take a bye week. But if you,
No.
I'm always by when on 420, if you know what I mean. I get
So,
very promiscuous.
there will be some content
that mean corn
creators
dogs
that we are
too?
reaching out to see if we have a
Yeah.
partner to live run something. So in the interim, if you or one of your collaboration partners has a game you would like us collective numbskulls to run and help boost awareness of your stuff, drop us a line through one of our very many social media outlets, and we would love to collaborate with you.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks.
So that's what we have. That's what's going on. If for some reason we don't get a new game to play on that Wednesday, we have plenty of modules and plenty of games from indie
Tiddlywinks.
creators that we want to explore. But we always prefer to work with something that's upcoming to help spread awareness and help people build audiences and community and all that good stuff. I think that's all we have for you. If you are in the Central Texas area at the end of this month on the 30th and 1st, Madness Heart Games and Madness Heart Press will be at the Ghoulish Book Fest in San Antonio, Texas. You can catch us there. And we will, if you go to Madness Heart Press and you click on events, you can see a full calendar of places and things that we are doing and where you can catch us. I think that's it. Friends, thank you so much for letting me, thank you to The Real Thing for letting me run this and sharing this with us.
Thanks,
we
guys.
really appreciate it. And thank you all for joining us on this consensual journey we call Wandering Monster. I have been John Baltusberger.
I have been Charles R. Bernard.
I have been a paranoid artist with various demons, aka I was Ian Servas.
I have been fidgety with back pain.
And you know what? We'll catch you Wednesday.
Put a stake in her, she's done.
Yeah,
Well, no, that would be bad for you. That is what